NASA Suits is a design challenge presented by NASA for students to develop a user interface for an augmented reality headset that astronauts can use while performing extra-vehicle activities on the International Space Station. As a part of the AT program, our program director, Giovanni Vincenti, sends out regular emails of opportunities for students to partake in. NASA Suits was just one of those emails that he kind of sent out, and we, as a group, kind of found an interest in that.
The project we created for NASA Suits was named Project Argus, which stands for Augmented Reality Guidance Operations System. What that entailed was an augmented reality system which guided astronauts towards missions. We had the scenario which involved an astronaut who was on board who wasn't specialized in engineering, so let's say maybe a doctor. In the scenario, the engineer would be unable to exit the spaceship. The medical doctor would then be able to put on the headset and follow a step-by-step instruction towards, for example, replacing a heat shield panel.
So we were originally accepted to be a virtual team. However, about 3 weeks prior to our test week, we had a PDR, which is a preliminary design review, where we basically talked to a bunch of the people in NASA Suits and we explained our design. And the next day they offered us a chance to come to Houston and present during test week.
Just being at NASA was surreal, period. Like that's technology that people won't be able to see at least firsthand, or at least even be able to touch or know information about. I think I learned a lot just from speaking to people in the field, and that's something that is very important when it comes to this field because everybody knows different things, and it's great to be able to speak to the smartest people in the room, and I think NASA is top tier.
Getting the invitation to come on site to the Johnson Space Center in Houston was very validating for us. We worked really hard on our pitch and our presentation, and we stayed at school later than we normally do that Monday before we had to pitch. And there was a lot of nerves going into it, at least for me, doing the presentation. So once they accepted us and invited us, it all felt worth it and made me ready to tackle the huge chunk of work that was ahead of us.
We did our simulation in the International Space Station mock-up. We got to see a lot of actual systems and technology that the astronauts would work with in space, and that way we could actually simulate it in real time. This project made things very real for me in terms of how I can actually apply things other than schoolwork or assignments, and seeing if I can develop with a team, whether it was my friends or not, and focusing on a job that's very specific to my skills. And I think it was very validating to be able to do it. Be able to do it efficiently and do it at a very small time crunch.
It's extremely important for the students to take seriously all kinds of opportunities we offer them, and I'm so happy that they responded to this opportunity by saying yes. At the beginning of the project, everybody was kind of second-guessing their own thoughts, their own ideas, whereas by the end of the competition they were saying, no, we are doing this because, or yes, we are better than that team because our approach or our solution does A or does B. So I believe that self-confidence is a significant takeaway from this experience, and it couldn't have happened unless we were actually in the same room working with the same teams under the supervision of NASA engineers.
I think that getting this opportunity really shows that UB's instructors, their program, it's great. Like, they teach you things that you don't just do for the sake of getting an A, you do it for the sake of actually learning it and applying it, or being able to apply it in the future. It shows you what your skills are, how well you can apply those skills, and you do it at the same time as loving it.